If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code REMA, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So, what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. Sorry for no upload yesterday guys, I was dealing with some family issues, but yeah, we're back today. We have some 4-3-2-1 custom tactics for you. Definitely the most meta and the most popular formation in this game. And yeah, we're going to play a game, we're going to show the tactics, instructions, do a bit of everything, so everybody is satisfied. But just before we get into the video guys, would appreciate it as always if you could drop this a thumbs up, as it does really help me out with that YouTube search algorithm. Also sub to the channel if you are new so you never miss out on any videos, and don't forget to comment down below any video ideas you have or something you would like to see on the channel, as I'm always open to suggestions from you. But yeah, with all that aside guys, let's get into the video. I hope you enjoy. Alright then guys, so starting off with the tactics, they are pretty same old, and I give this explanation quite a lot in videos, but the truth is guys, whichever formation you use in this game, you pretty much have to run very similar tactics because you have to fit to the meta, and it is a very linear game. There's pretty much only one way to play it a lot of the time, so yeah, that's why they're pretty similar, but we're just going to quickly run through them and then move on. So starting off with the defensive style guys, I say this a lot, but I always suggest balanced, as it does give you the best control over your defense. When you want to press your opponent you can, and when you want to drop off and maybe be a bit more passive, you can also do that. So I really like balance, but that being said, if you want to use pressure tactics because you prefer that, you can go right ahead. Now moving on to the defensive width guys, another thing I say quite often is there is a sweet spot or a range that you should use in my opinion, and that is from 40 to 50. Now the reason I suggest this is because these values give you a nice, narrow and compact defense to block out all of those attacks through the middle, meaning it's very difficult for your opponent to play right through you and create many chances. The reason I suggest not going any lower, and let's say like 30, is because you still need to have some of the width present in the team to cover the wider areas in case an opponent goes down the wing. So you need to be narrow, but you also need to be able to cover those wider areas, otherwise you're just going to get cooked down the wing all the time. So I like 45 as it's bang in the middle of that range of 40 to 50, but you guys can change that if you would like to. Now, moving on to the depth, guys, this is another preference thing, really. There's no correct depth to use, in my opinion, but I can give you a couple of suggestions. If you're one of those people that struggles to defend and you like the AI doing a lot for you and you want to be quite aggressive and you have the AI pressing everybody, have depth on 71. This is because it completely congests the middle area of the pitch. A lot of your opponent's players will be marked and it will be very difficult for him to play right through you. That being said, if you're a bit more of an experienced defender and you want to have a bit more control and you want to be a bit more manual, I would suggest lowering this to like 65 or 60 like I do, because you still have that higher defensive line where you can win the ball higher up the pitch. You just have a bit more control over when you press your opponent and when you don't. So I like 65 and 60. You guys might not. If this is still too high for you, you can lower it even more. Like I said, it's whatever suits you best. Moving on to the build-up play, guys, I would highly recommend balanced regardless of the play style you have in this game. The reason being is because these individual tactics here are absolutely awful, especially like slow build-up and fast build-up. Now, the reason these suck is because, for example, slow build-up, it means you want to build up quite slowly, right? EA's idea of this is just making your AI like really slow and barely moving at all. So it doesn't actually help you out, just completely slows your entire team down, but not in the good way. Fast build up, again, your players just move around like absolute maniacs and they don't really offer you anything, and it's just way too chaotic for you to do anything. So I suggest balanced, as it is the most reliable for any type of style in my opinion. Now moving on to chance creation, guys, direct passing is an absolute must in this game. The reason direct passing is so important is because it fits the meta so well. When you use direct passing, guys, your attacking players will make these runs, opposition defenders will follow your attacker that is making the run. Once that defender has overcommitted to the run that your attacker has made, your attacker will then make like a track back movement so that you can cut back or pass across to them. So it fits the meta very well, and it's the only way to consistently create chances in this game. No matter how boring it is very important in my opinion. Now, for the attacking width, you can pretty much use whatever you want. The only thing you really need to know about the attacking width is obviously the higher you have it, the wider your attack. The lower you have it, the more narrow your attack. So I suggest going for something balanced if you can. I don't think going to either extreme is great. But again, do whatever you want. I just have it on 53. It's been working all right, honestly, guys. Moving on to the players in the box. Again, this is kind of a preference thing as well, but I have this on 6. This is so we can get a few players into that penalty area, but we don't overcommit everybody to the point where we're going to get counter-attacked if we lose out on possession. Corners, sometimes I like to cross it, so I have it on 2, but then other times I like to play it short. So, you know, it works quite well. Very nice and balanced, and again, we don't overcommit. Free kicks, I don't really cross the ball. You know, I either shoot or just play it short, so I don't really need to fly everybody into the box. So we just leave this on 1 so we don't get counter-attacked if we lose out on possession. Now, moving on to the player instructions. Like the custom tactics, they are fairly basic, but again, that's just because of how this game is. You pretty much have to do these things, especially one of the things being the striker on stay central and get in behind. Stay central is very important because you need a focal point. You need somebody in the middle at all times so you can rely upon them, somebody to finish your chances, and somebody to aim for. If you have them on balance width, they cover like that wider area where you don't really need them to, as you already have like other forwards there. So you just want them to be in the middle so that, you know, you can rely upon them. Getting behind is also very important, especially when somebody is using like a pressure tactic or the 71 depth thing that we spoke about, because if you use mixed attack against these types of tactics, your players just won't move at all, and it is very, very difficult to play against. So your players turn into absolute idiots. So getting behind is very important to forcing those runs out of the striker to ensure that they actually do the correct things. Now moving on to the left forward, again, very similar to the striker, stay central and get in behind, keeps them in those more narrow channels. You know, it is a more narrow formation, so you don't want to make it crazy wide, and this keeps them in that natural position where they're not drifting out too far wide, because then it feels more like a 4-3-3. So I prefer this, and then getting behind again, obviously, to utilise the player's pace and cause trouble. Now for the right forward, guys, we have them on comeback on defence and getting behind. Getting behind for the same reasons as the other players, where, you know, you want them to make those runs, you want them to help you out, and then we actually have them on comeback on defense, so it will make it defend in a 4-4-2 shape. Now the reason we make it defend in that 4-4-2 is because it is one of the best defensive formations in the game. With the 4-4-2, you have the back four, which is good at covering the central areas with those 2 centre backs and the wider areas with the full backs, and then you also have those 4 midfielders which can do the same. So you'll have those 2 centre mids to cover the middle, and then you'll have a right mid and a left mid to cover those wider areas, making it very difficult for your opponent to attack you. So this player on comeback on defense will come back to defend as a right mid in that 4-4-2 shape, guys. Now, moving on to the right centre mid, I use more of like a box-to-box style midfielder, so somebody that will attack and defend and have a bit of a balanced role in the team. So we kind of just let them do what they want. The only thing that is important to change is cover centre, so that they will defend as one of those 2 centre mids in that 4-4-2 shape when we don't have the ball. Now, for the middle centre mid, I use a more defensive-minded player. I think it's very important to have that balance in the midfield. You don't want too many attacking players. You at least need one defensive-minded midfielder to bring you that balance and to ensure that you're not getting cooked constantly. So on this player, stay back and cover centre. Stay back, obviously we don't want them flying forward, and then cover centre, so like the right centre mid, they will defend as one of those 2 centre mids in the 4-4-2 shape. So in my case, Hullet and Rice will be those centre mids when we are defending. Now for the left centre mid, because I said it defends in a 4-4-2 shape, when you have this player on cover wing, it will make them defend as that left mid in the 4-4-2 shape when we don't have the ball. So it means you can actually use an attacking minded player here because their defensive stats are not all that important due to the fact that we have another player coming back and they won't be defending as a centre mid. So on this player, you can use an attacker or you can use like a box to box. It's completely up to you really. Pop them on get forward, get into the box across and cover wing just to give you that extra attacker and to really help you out. It's very, very effective, guys, and somebody like Rolfo, who has a high work rate and is great at pretty much everything, is perfect for this role. Moving on to the fullbacks, whichever one is your most attacking minded one, pop them on balanced attack and overlap. It doesn't matter which one. Mine one is the right back. The reason we do this is because, like I said, the 4-3-2-1 is quite narrow, so sometimes you need that wider option, you need that extra angle, and this fullback gives you that on the overlap run type. It's especially useful if you have a fullback with like width pass plus, because it means you can ping those balls into the box from the wide areas. So I very much do recommend this. Now for the other fullback, pop them on stay back and overlap, so you always have at least 3 defenders at a time, so you're nice and defensively sound, but when you send them on the run forward, they'll make that overlapping run just like the other fullback to help you out. For those 2 centre backs, we leave them alone, and then the keeper, we also leave them alone. But yeah, they're the tactics and the instructions. Let's go get into a game. Oh, this gameplay is so bad. Oh, nearly. Close. Alright, we're probably going to have to ping this in. This gameplay is not feeling too good right now, I'll be honest. But we've got Fakir with that Dead Ball Plus, and we can maybe get it onto Didier's head. Oh, close. Get in. Good goal. Well done, Fakir. Yes, nice one. Get in, Didier. His formation is just so good at everything, man. Defending, attacking, you got it. Yeah, it's just so reliable. That's why everybody uses it, man. Oh, what a save. Goal. And that might be the quit. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry for being toxic. Sorry. But that might be him done. It might be. Or is he going to quit? Or is he going to stay? That's what I meant to say. Or is he making tactical changes? No, that's it. Alright then, guys. I'm going to end it there because I've got my food coming soon. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did or found it useful, please be sure to drop this a thumbs up. It does really help me out, guys. Sub to the channel if you are new so you never miss out on videos. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Take care.